Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa if you guys are new here, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be starting a cooking series on my YouTube channel where I just show you guys some really simple basic meals that I like to cook, because I honestly get a lot of requests on Instagram and stuff. Just like someone was like, can you make a cooking account? And I've gotten that a couple times. So I thought instead of making an Instagram cooking account, I could just do it here and kind of make some curated videos for you guys and kind of show you the process of things I love to make and kind of just have fun with it. I am 100% Italian, so you know, the heart of Italians is obviously cooking, and it's just, you know, food is obviously a really important part of our culture. So I have really, over the past couple of years, been overlooking my family, my grandparents, and especially my nanny. She's had a really big influence on me, my dad's mom. Her and I are really close. We go to church together and we're just like best friends. I really love her so much, and she has shown me a lot of her recipes, a lot of her tips and tricks that I want to impart onto you guys and give you the wisdom she's given me at such a young age. And I'm also on a journey, so I'm not sitting here saying that I'm a chef at all. I really just started kind of dabbling into my cooking adventures. But yeah, my mom has always been cooking ever since I was a kid. There was a lot of girls and my friends who would come over, and my mom would just be frying chicken cutlets. Like, I would leave the house like smelling like fried chicken and pasta and just sauce, and it's a huge part of my life that I also want to bring into my family. And it's also biblical. It's biblical to eat really healthy. It's biblical to be a Proverbs 31 woman. She obviously cooks, and she is a woman in the kitchen, and I think that that's so important. That's something I really admire about what God says about women. I really admire the traditional kind of back to your roots sort of sense about women. I think the way that we can multiply and just be creative really inspires me. So hopefully that also gives you inspiration. So I have a lot of ingredients here, and I honestly just want to make something very simple to start off. And this is just like my go-to spring salad, although it's not necessarily spring yet. It's about to be in my eyes, and I'm beyond excited. I'm so over the winter weather and the freezing cold. But I wanted to start with just my basic spring salad with lots of veggies. I'm also really into my health, and it's really been a journey that I'd love to just take you guys on. But besides that, I have two things I want to show you guys. The first one's going to be my salad, a salmon salad, but I like my salmon really crispy, so it's going to just kind of be my notorious crispy salad. A lot of my friends have had it when I come over. They like request it, so we'll see if I can get it to be how I usually do while I'm filming. Hopefully I can. And then also I wanted to share with you guys my skin elixir, which is something I literally just randomly made up. I don't even think I've seen anyone else do this. I literally don't know. It's so random, but I wanted to share it with you because it's honestly helped my gut, it's helped my hormones, and it's helped my skin to just glow from the inside out. And that is gonna just be a ton of different fruits that I boil and drain, and I'll show you guys that process. But I first I'm gonna just start with making my salad. So I don't know if you guys can see, I'm gonna show you. I have all of my veggies here, and then I have all my little ingredients over here. And then I'm just gonna start off with a nice bowl. It's just myself today. Usually if it wasn't just myself, my family, I would be making it bigger. Usually my mom and I like this type of stuff. My dad does not like anything green. So anyways, I'm just gonna start with my base, which is arugula. I really love arugula. You have to really like the grit of it. I personally really like arugula. Here, I'm just gonna place this to the side, and I'm gonna grab my veggies. Again, this is literally nothing crazy. It's very simple, but I just wanna show you guys what I put in my salad. So I actually like to start with a cucumber, so I'm just gonna chopping this. cucumber is chopping it up really thin and kind of just like diced. And kind of just like add it in and finally chop it. I feel like after I eat this, my skin is also glowing because you're getting so many different kinds of vegetables. And the next one I'm gonna go in with is like half of a red pepper and just chop that up as well. And make sure you cut out the pit and all the stickers. Again, I feel like if I had more people, I would probably use the whole thing, but just because it's myself, I'm honestly just gonna use a little bit. I feel like a big reason why I really like making this salad is because it has a lot of color to it, which is honestly a huge part of my lifestyle. I really like to try to get in as much color as I can. And that's why I think salads are so easy, because you can get your protein in, but also while getting in your veggies and your fiber. Because I know that for me, before I was a Christian, I used to just eat whatever I wanted. And I never really cared about nutritional value of things. Like, even though I wasn't maybe necessarily like out of shape, or I wasn't like, you know, overweight, I still wouldn't say that I was healthy, because I would literally eat like goldfish, Cheez-Its, like Oreos, just things like that that were not really nutritious for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely love a good dessert, and I definitely don't restrict myself, but a majority of my lifestyle, I don't like to say diet because I don't like diets. Like, that's why like I don't restrict myself. Like, if I want to have a little bit of cake, or if I want to have something, like I will. It's just in moderation, and I honestly don't like how sugar always makes me feel anyways, so that's just my personal preference. So the salad's a really good way to just kind of get in all of the like the colors of the rainbow kind of thing. And I'm just chopping up a orange pepper now. Okay, so the next thing I'm chopping up is this really pretty colored cabbage. I never eat cabbage, so honestly I was at the grocery store and I was kind of drawn to the color because it's so bright, and I was like, I feel like this would be really good to like incorporate in my like into what I'm eating. So I'm just kind of like loosely cutting some of the skin off and just gonna chop this up. My boyfriend Nick got it for my mom for Christmas, and it has her name on it. It says Amelia, and it's literally the best knife. When I tell you, you don't want to use a dull knife, you don't want to use a dull knife. It like won't cut anything. So try to invest in like one really good knife. I really think it's going to be helpful when you're in the kitchen. I actually think I made a little bit too much of this, but that's okay. I'm also really not clean when I'm cooking, and I don't really care. It kind of doesn't bother me. If it bothers you guys when you're doing that, you can kind of clean as you go. I do try to kind of clean as I go, but when it comes to like veggies and stuff, I kind of just like clean it up after and just go in and like get everything nice and fresh. Now you can honestly either go in with tongs, you could go in with two wooden spoons, or I literally just like to go in with my hands because I think it's easier and faster. And I just kind of mix all of this in so that the lettuce isn't just bare on its own. There's going to be a lot of veggies throughout everything, which is kind of why I like to do a lot of the veggies, because it just weighs out of the arugula. So this is what we're looking at. Now we kind of oh shoot. Now we kind of have a really colorful base. I'm just gonna plop this back down And I do this kind of out of order, but I'm actually gonna take my olive oil and just drizzle it on just a little bit. I'm gonna take my salt. This is the Celtic sea salt. I really like this, it's really healthy for you. I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just sprinkle it on top. And I don't know why I like to do that. I just feel like it gives it a little bit more, I don't know, I just feel like it helps me to like navigate what else I need to add onto it. And now I'm gonna actually prep the salmon and show you guys kind of how I season that before we fry that. So this is my wild caught salmon that I just got at Whole Foods. I never used to know the difference between farm raised, wild caught, Atlantic. There were so many. I actually had to ask the guy yesterday at Whole Foods if he could explain to me the difference. And he basically said that the one that I got is I got the wild caught king salmon fillet. And he said that this one has the most nutritional value that you'll get in a salmon. It's not raised in the farm. Obviously, it's raised in the ocean. And he said that this one has the most nutritional value. And then there's another one that is like wild caught, but it's not this one. And it has, he said it has nutritional value, but it's not as fatty acid as this one. So this one's like good if you want your omega-3s. And then he was telling me how farm raised is just like not as beneficial to get because you don't know what they're feeding them, and that grosses me out. So that's my personal preference. So be careful when you're buying fish. It's really important. Now I am going to season my fish, and I wanted to kind of show you guys. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this salt and just put it all over. This is garlic powder. And just, I like to honestly go pretty heavy with my spices. I think there's nothing worse than like an unflavorful dish, so I go quite overboard with it. You definitely don't need to do that, but that's just my personal preference. And then I'm gonna take some oregano, some crushed black pepper, okay, so now we're gonna go over to the stove. I'll take you guys with me. And I am going to heat the pan and kind of just let it get hot for a moment. Put my fish to the side and coat the pan with some olive oil. Just grab my fish and place it downward, and then just let that cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so while the salmon's cooking, I'm gonna make my dressing and show you guys what I do. Oh, I forgot the olive oil. While the salmon's cooking, I am gonna make you guys the dressing, show you guys what I do. So I just like to take a measuring cup. You can use a glass, anything you'd like. And I literally don't do anything in particular besides just literally eyeball it. I mean, a third is usually good. And then gonna add again a little bit of salt. We're just gonna add all of our spices in no particular measurement to our dressing. This is just garlic, onion powder, and we're gonna do just a little Italian seasoning. Gonna grab a spoon and just start to kind of mix that together. Okay, so next we're gonna add the Mayer Lemon Honey Acid League dressing, already made. It has like a little bit of apple cider vinegar, things like that. Just gonna add like a splash. Then for the star of the show, we're gonna add some maple syrup to give it a little bit of flavor of that sweetness, but it's going to be healthy. And then we're going to take our balsamic vinegar, any balsamic vinegar you have, and you're literally going to add a splash of that. Last thing you can add is a little bit of cracked black pepper. And that is literally your dressing. It's so simple, so easy. Just make sure you really mix that up because it all tends to go to the bottom. But it gets quite thick. If you let it sit for a minute or two, it'll get a little thicker, and whisk it kind of all together. And that is literally how I make the dressing. It's so quick, so easy, so simple. You can literally do whatever you prefer. You could add honey if you don't like maple syrup. You can honestly do whatever you'd prefer. I'm just gonna let that sit, check on my salmon, bring it back and see if we can start adding it into here. And then I'm gonna show you guys one last little thing that I like to have while I'm eating this. So over here, as you can see, our salmon is getting nice and crisp. Something a little kind of gross, but necessary, is the salmon does have bones. So I just go in, and if I see them, I just pick them out with the tongs, place them here, and then throw them out. Not gonna kill you, but just not really appetizing. So yeah, I like to just really get this nice and crispy, and I'll show you guys what I do next. While we're waiting for everything else, I like to also have a slice of my really healthy, yummy sourdough and eat that with this, with some butter. So it's kind of giving like sweet. I'm gonna take that and slice like 1 to 2 pieces. Probably one, it's so big. Let's see. And then I'm just gonna pop that in the toaster oven. Okay, so while I have everything, I'm gonna take a little bit of this dressing and just pour it on here. I'm just gonna mix it through. I'm bummed I didn't have any carrots because I would have added that. And I'm just gonna take our really crispy salmon and add it all on top. My camera literally keeps dying, so I'm just gonna film on my phone, but my last thing I like to do is chop a little lemon and just literally drizzle it on the top just a little bit without getting any of the seeds on there. And then the last little touch thing that I like to do is go in with some maple syrup again. This is just optional, and just go over the top of everything and then just give that a good stir. And then I just toasted a nice fresh piece of sourdough with butter, and I like to add it on the side. And then the very, very last thing that I like to do for the spring salad is add toasted sesame seeds. This is absolutely optional, but I just think it adds to that springness, and it just tastes so good, a little bit of the toast. And then that is, I believe, everything that I do for my spring salad. I will try it with you guys, but this is the finished result. Bring you guys in close. The finished result. It is so good, you guys. It's so easy. It's one of my favorite things to make. I get so many good reviews from it. I get it from my friends all of the time, so I hope that you guys enjoyed. Honestly, I want to try it with you guys on camera. Try to get a little bit of everything. Get that crispy salmon. Just gonna work that. Burn. I really outdid myself here, you guys. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed and you gained some inspiration from this. I am excited to continue the series. If you do make the salad, please let me know and tag me in your Instagram or whatever you do, TikTok, whatever. And I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm gonna enjoy lunch. Bye guys.